Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Evening Devotion. Sorry about that, but it's a little late. I was driving, so I didn't realize it was already getting that late. I'm like, you know what? I think I better pull over. So we've swapped drivers, so now I can film. I don't want to do it while I'm driving because I'm not that good a driver. Hey, at least I can admit it. Tonight we're going to be reading out of Psalm 31:4. Pull me out of the net that they have laid it privily for me, for thou art my strength. In the New King James it says, pull me out of the net which they have secretly laid for me, for you are my strength. And this is talking about the people who would seek to bring down Christians, bring down people that are trying to do what's right, bring down people that are following the Lord. Let's go up to the first verse. Into your hand I commit my spirit. How funny that in the New Testament Stephen the martyr said this same statement. I wonder if he was thinking back when everything was happening and they were stoning him. He was thinking back to this song. Who knows? Maybe. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. In you, O Lord, I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in your righteousness. Bow down your ear to me. Sorry, guys. Even in Texas, some of the roads are bad. That was a big bump. Bow down your ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be my rock of refuge, a fortress of defense to save me. For you are my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for your name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net which they have secretly laid for me, for you are my strength. Into your hand I commit my spirit. You have redeemed me, O Lord God of truth. I have hated those who regard useless idols, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in your mercy, for you have considered my trouble. You have known my soul in adversities, and have not shut me up into the hand of the enemy. You have set my feet in a wide place. Have mercy on me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. My eye wastes away with grief, yes, my soul and my body. For my life is spent with grief, and my years with sighing. My strength fails because of my iniquity, and my bones waste away. I am a reproach among all my enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and am repulsive to my acquaintances. Those who see me outside flee from me. This is a pretty long one. I am forgotten like a dead man, out of mind. I am like a broken vessel, for I hear the slander of many. Fear is on every side. While they take counsel together against me, they scheme to take away my life. But as for me, I trust in you, O Lord. I say you are my God. Kind of sounds like some people's experiences nowadays. The way things are and the way society is. I would think, since Stephen the martyr made that statement in the New Testament, I would think maybe he was thinking about this, or he was at least thinking about these concepts. It's quite possible. Interesting little connection there. Our spiritual foes are of the serpent's brood and seek to ensnare us by subtlety. The prayer before us supposes the possibility of the believer being caught like a bird. So deftly does the fowler do his work that simple ones are soon surrounded by the net. The text asks, sorry, I'm bouncing around everywhere. The text asks that even out of Satan's meshes the captive one may be delivered. This is a proper petition, and one which can be granted. From between the jaws of the lion and out of the belly of hell can eternal love rescue the saint. It may need a sharp pull to save a soul from the net of temptations, and a mighty pull to extricate a man from the snares of malicious cunning, but the Lord is equal to every emergency, and the most skillfully placed nets of the hunter shall never be able to hold his chosen ones. And I can tell you right now, that's a lot of stuff what Satan was doing. I still firmly believe COVID and that vaccine was his ploy to try to identify us. He wants to identify who we are, because he doesn't know who we are. He doesn't know who the sons of God are. He's trying to identify who exactly is the church. And it's kind of ironic that he built a false religion that looks like and sounds like and stuff like that, the church, but isn't. In fact, it's contrary to God, and now you can't tell them apart. So he's trying to identify us, and he's doing it with other ways too. Woe unto those who are so clever at net laying. They who tempt others shall be destroyed themselves. You don't want to fall into your own net or your own trap. Which is what's happening. They are doing that. For thou art my strength. What an inexpressible sweetness is to be found in these few words. How joyfully may we encounter toils, and how cheerfully may we endure sufferings. Now, why would that be? Because a lot of people say, how can you cheerily endure suffering and pain, torment, mocking, scoffings, being miserable, depression? How can you be cheerful in that? Because you know where this is all leading. You know what the ultimate end of this is. But you are going to come out triumphant. You're going to come out on the other side better, and God will be glorified. And when it's all said and done, and your appointed day comes to go leave this earth and go home, you know exactly what you're doing. When we can lay hold upon a celestial strength, divine power will rend asunder all the tools of our enemies, confound their politics, and frustrate their knavish tricks. He is a happy man who has such matchless might engaged upon his side. Our own strength would be of little service when embarrassed in the nets of base cunning, but the Lord's strength is ever available. We have but to invoke it, and we shall find it near at hand. If, by faith, we are depending alone upon the strength of the mighty God of Israel, we may use our holy reliance as a plea in supplication. Lord, evermore thy face we seek. Tempted we are, and poor and weak. Keep us with lowly hearts and meek. Let us not fall. Let us not fall. Pretty powerful. And, I mean, it makes sense. When we come to that place where we start to realize that we can't affect things, we can try everything we know to do, sell everything, come up with all the money, try to pay stuff off, and it just seems like we constantly hit brick walls, trying to deal with stuff at work, trying to deal with stuff at home. Sometimes we just keep hitting these brick walls and we don't know what to do. But that's because we're trying to do it our way. That's why it never works. But when we go to the scriptures and we stop and think, consider it from the Lord's perspective, even go to the scriptures and see if there's a specific example concerning our particular issue. When we stop and say, that's it, I'm going to do it his way, and we stop and be silent. We wait and listen. We look to him. We go to him in prayer and then lay it at his feet and say, I don't know what to do because I am completely ineffectual in this. Bless you. So I'm going to let you do that. I'm going to wait on you. All of a sudden, the dynamic changes. All of a sudden, gears start turning. Things start moving. The situation starts changing. On this channel, a couple of years ago, we had a long stretch where while I was in the process of filming the video and doing the prayer for someone else, while I was in the middle of it, it was being answered. And later they would watch the video and I would ask, what time did this happen? So I was literally filming at that very moment because I don't do many live streams, so you guys see it after the fact. There's times where it was brought up, hey, can you pray tonight for this? Okay, sure. And later on they comment and say, oh, it was already taken care of. I mean, that's him. We've got to learn to rely on him for that. You can be physically strong. You can have a lot of money. You can be powerful. You can have a lot of control. But you know what? When you look to yourself and think, well, I'm a good enough person. I have these abilities. I have this control. I have this money. I have all these things. And think you're going to do it your way and it's going to work. It's going to fall apart. You've got to do it his way. He may let us get away with it for a time, but eventually, especially if we're his already, we're going to learn that it's him. And when we let him do it his way, and we do things his way, because we know he sees everything from beginning to end all at the same time, because he knows what's right in front of the highway here, past these overpasses we're about to go under, on this highway here by Lubbock. He knows what's beyond us. We don't. But when we trust in him, we don't need to know. Because he already knows and has already put things in place to keep us safe. We just passed through a gas station back there. I don't know if you guys, what happened. We passed through a gas station back there and we stopped at a little gas station. We'd come in on a side road and some people came under the overpass just within a minute or two of us getting there and had an accident right at that intersection. We would have driven through. Who knows if we'd have got caught in it or not? I don't know. But it happened right there, literally right on the path we were going to end up going. How interesting. If we hadn't stopped at the store, who knows? All that kind of stuff happens because he knows all those things. He rearranges those events. He moves that stuff around. He already puts things in motion and things in place to protect us from that stuff. And so now is the time, especially if you guys are here, you're watching this, you're listening to what I'm saying, you're going through and you're testing everything, I assume you are. And you're seeing with your own eyes what he talks about in here. You're seeing real life events that start to speak to you, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, we were just talking about this the other day. Wait a minute, I was just reading about this the other day. You can see with your own eyes. He's already there before you even get there. If that's the case, and now that we know that, why do we worry? Why do we stress? Why do we struggle? Instead, say, you know what? Here's an issue. I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet, but I'm not going to sweat it. I know the Lord has my back no matter what happens. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until the situation changes and the opportunity arises for me to do something, and then I'll do it. If not, I won't do it. But whatever it is, I know it's going to come out good because he's the one acting on it. All he wants from us is for us to depend on him. He's got everything. I mean, he's greater than the sum of all his creation. Our God exists outside of this. So he has everything at his disposal because he created it all. Why don't we rely on him for that? Why don't we look to him for that? Human nature to get upset about stuff, it happens. But that doesn't mean you have to completely fall apart whenever bad things happen. Instead, say, oh, you know what? I'm really upset about this, but I know the Lord's got it. I'm just going to wait on him. And wait on him in faith. And this is all part of this belief we have in Christ, is we look to him, we rely on him, we wait on him, we trust in him in all things. Every single thing pertaining to this life. Every single thing pertaining to the next one. And let him work on it. When people come for us, and they're going to, at one point or another, every single Christian is going to have to face that kind of stuff. I have for 4.5 years. And before that, throughout most of the last 20 years. If people find out you're a Christian and it gets bad, you don't have to worry about what they're doing. You don't have to worry about having the right answers. You don't have to worry about knowing what to say. Because he's already there making sure you're not going to fall into their trap. Now, if you try to do it your way, I don't know. It may not work out very well. But when we do it his way and wait on him and trust in him, he'll keep us from those things. Every single time. I can vouch for this because I have events in my life that happen like that. It's a good thing. This is one of the biggest problems we have today with believers. They don't trust the Lord because they're too busy looking at the world and looking at their problems and hyper-focusing on those things that they have no control over. Instead, step back, put your hands in the air, go, I'm not going to do anything to this. I'm going to wait and see what the Lord wants to do. And then I'll move. Remember what Moses did? God said, I'm done with all you guys. I'm not going to mess with you guys anymore. Where is this taking us? Oh, it's rerouting. Look right there. It's rerouting us around construction. It's so weird.
1,000 feet. Turn left.
Our GPS has been doing that all day. We've been trying to figure out what's going on. I lost my train of thought. I was looking down. I was like, what's this thing doing? We're supposed to go the other way. You remember what I was saying?
No, I don't. I was paying attention to the GPS.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, do you remember what I was saying, Michael? I lost my train of thought. I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, if we're relying on ourselves, we're missing the whole point of what he's trying to do. And what the scriptures tell us over and over again. We just read some of them. There's even more. I almost think the construction would have been better. That was bumpy.
Turn left to stay on Avenue Q.
This is taking us up over it.
Yeah.
Continue for 111 miles.
Like I said, one of the big problems today is that believers don't do this. They hyper-focus on the world. They hyper-focus on their problems. They hyper-focus on all these little things that they think are important to life. And in a way, they are. But they're not important enough for you to dedicate all of your thought process to it and all of your emotion to it and to constantly just fall apart because something didn't go exactly the way you wanted it to go, or it wasn't exactly what you thought you should have or what you thought you need. You know, he always gives us what we need. He may not ever give us what we want in some cases, but he always gives us what we need. Let's be thankful for that. And It goes right back again to what I've been talking about since day one of doing this ministry. People don't read the Bible like they should. That's why they don't understand this stuff. That's why they lack faith in the Lord, even as a believer. It can happen. The Bible talks about it. That's why they struggle. Let's not do that. We know the truth is right in front of us. Open that book, open that app, read what those scriptures say, and then apply it to your life. There's no loss to this. It's a win-win all the way around. You literally have nothing to lose. It will cost you nothing. It won't. You're not going to be denied anything. I mean, it's not going to change anything until the Lord starts to work in your heart, and then He changes you. And you come to a place where you have rock solid faith. Where you come to a place where nobody can move you. You cannot be moved. A place where they can come in, they can attack you on all sides, and it does nothing. It does nothing to you. Because you know the Lord's standing there fighting for you. He said He would. Don't we believe Him? It's that easy. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching or joining me for evening devotion. I love you guys very much. I bless you all in Jesus' name. We're going to try to finish this trip and get home. I'll see you guys in the next video.